As I do this little product show, I want to talk to you about Malcolm Gladwell and his book, Talking to Strangers. It is about basically how we cannot always get the truth out of people, and how we do have ways such as reading body language, reading tone of voice, and those are flawed, and how torture as a method is flawed as well. And even talking to people, communicating with them on the day to day, we still can't decide who's a spy or a secret agent or da da da, whatever, right? And even though we may not be able to discover exactly who everyone is as a stranger, and we think, okay, well, that means we should just trust no one. No, not really. Just be more open and don't be scared when you get things wrong. Like, it's okay to believe the best in people, it's okay to see the best in others. And if you get it wrong, don't blame yourself. Don't be like, oh my gosh, I hate that I couldn't see that this person was a bad person. Like, don't feel stupid about it, because if our society didn't trust people, we would have a failing society. And one of the examples he used was the police, because they are taught and trained to see everyone as bad and everyone as this is a criminal. Oh, if they have food wrappers in their car, oh, this could be criminal activity. And he brought up the Sandra Bland case, and he looked at how the police officer, Ryan Encina, this guy, he came in and saw Sandra's car had like an Illinois Chicago plate, but she was in Texas. And he immediately was like, oh, she must be up to something horrible. She must be up to no good. And things like that do not help people at all, because we know what happened to Sandra Bland and other black people who were driving and seen as criminals, right? And it's not very helpful for our society if we just don't trust anyone ever, and it starts hurting people. So if you want to actually be good and help people, start trusting them more and stop looking for the worst before it even happens. And as well, you can still use your intuition. You can still know if someone's good or bad, and there's nothing wrong with trusting your intuition at times, but you can be biased, you can be flawed. And so start off every interaction, I'd say, thinking the best of someone, giving them the benefit of the doubt, and look for, okay, maybe there is a red flag. Maybe there is something that's bad about them, and then see it, and then maybe it could be a coincidence, because that's what a lot of us do. We start saying, okay, well, this was weird, but I'm just gonna pass it off. It's not weird enough for me to really suspect anything. And he brought that up in the book, and that's not a bad trait to have. And even with people who get scammed, like the Tinder swindler, as we know, with that whole shabacle, those women were really trusting in this guy and believing, hey, I believe this man is telling the truth. I believe he actually doesn't have any money, so I'm going to give him my credit card information. I'm going to wait and he'll pay me back a little bit. Yeah. And it's trust like that we do need to have to build relationships with friends and others around us. And yeah, we can call people stupid and blindly leaded, which is also ableist. Don't be like people are blind, because even the blind can see. That's ableist. That's not nice to blind people. And so yeah, as I was saying, people do need this element of trust with each other. And when something does go wrong, hey, you should have something in place to be like, okay, how am I going to deal with a bad situation if it does end up not being how I thought it was going to be? And everyone should have that, especially if you're like having a self-care practice. You should have a practice for, okay, what if I do something and my day ends up horribly? How am I going to take care of myself then? It's just as simple as having a plan B, having a plan C, having in what SpongeBob was talking about, Plan Z, if y'all remember the SpongeBob the movie thing. And that's all I could say with the book. It didn't really tell you how to discover if someone's telling the truth or not, because you can't. And a lot of times we did a study in the book. He did, Malcolm Gladwell, and he looked at this study where they were looking at people who were cheating on a test, and they watched videos to see which student was lying about cheating on the test. And a lot of people, they got 56% correct. So there was like a basically 50% chance of failure and not knowing who was actually lying. And if you know, there's this Netflix show called Bull Crap, and it's basically about, hey, you win more money the more you can pretend and lie about knowing right answers to people. And you would see people explain, this is my reasoning for why I think this guy is a liar. And it would end up where the guy was telling the truth, or da-da-da, some tells, some liars' tales do show, but other times it doesn't. And it's okay to want people to tell you the truth and to expect people to tell the truth. That's really what I got from the book by Malcolm Gladwell. And I hope that you guys remember to look for the good in people and don't feel stupid if they end up not being as good as you thought they would be. Now, this is a jar of Tiger's Eye. Everybody should love Tiger's Eye because it's brown and gold, and it also brings good luck. This Amazonite brings good luck. Honestly, these stones, again, they're up to your own interpretation, and you can build a relationship with them, make them your friends, because again, things are put on this earth to help you, and you can add magic to anything. You can add miracles and add your intention to anything and see, hey, everything in the world is here to help me. So it's a much more fun way of looking at the world too. And that's all I have to say about that. And honestly, I don't think it's bad to just believe people and look for the good in them. And that's all I have to say after reading that book. So thank you for watching.